Matthews to follow him. First meetings of these teams during the course of this season. And this one swung on, base hit right through the right side between second base and first base. Good line drive hit there by Threats, and he's aboard for the first runner of the ball game for the Golden Bears, Miles College. Gavin Millions, the junior from Bacula, Georgia, steps in now. Millions on the season, a .390 batting average, 23 of 59 hitting for him. He bats in that third spot. And following him in the lineup, it'll be Matthews. Matthews in that cleanup spot. So one aboard for the Golden Bears. One down here, top of the first. Pitcher is that one trying to go to the corner. There was Powell on the curveball. Sliding out to make the catch was Ward behind the plate. Threats took a couple of steps towards second and angled back to the bag. Throw over to first. Good tight throw there by Powell to force Threats back to the bag. And in the pitch, curveball tight and called a strike on the inside. Got some of the corner there on a chest high curveball to settle in there to make the count at 1-1. Throw back over the first, and may have him there. Boy, a mighty good throw over there by Powell. Just sliding back under that tag was Threats. Powell again throwing over there. And they are going to keep Threats close to that bag. And they throw one more time. Unlike the major league, you don't have any attempts. You can throw over there as much as you want. 1-1 count now. Powell squares into the plate. Curveball high to throw down to second base. Good throw there. I think they got him. Nice throw there behind the plate by Ward. Ward with a gun from behind the plate to gun down Threats at second. They played chess with him at first base, kept him close. Threats ready to go. Ward got out of the stance and fired a bullet down to second, and they retired Threats. Caught stealing second base. Good job there by Powell to hold him close, and Ward able to finish the deal with a throw down at second base to retire Threats. So two down here, bottom of the first. This pitch swung on and out of play right side. So good execution there by Powell on the mound and Ward behind the plate. And the base is empty now. Two down here, bottom of the top of the first. This one shot out to right field and on a rope. Headed toward the fence line, and it hits the fence on the fly in right field. Headed into second with a stand-up double for the Golden Bears. That's Gavin Millions. And Millions will be standing up there after finding a pitch that he carried out to right field for the double. So that's a two-bagger for Millions. Millions on the season. That's his fourth double for the Golden Bears. And he'll stand at second and standing at the plate now. It'll be Camden Matthews, the senior from Scottsboro, Georgia. Powell rocks and fires. And this one popped up, coming in from center field position, angling left side and squeezing it there is John Saffold for the out for Tuskegee. So good job there by the freshman of Powell to retire the Golden Bears in the top half of the first. Tuskegee set to come to the plate. It'll be Saffold, Slaughter, and Morrow, the first three up for head coach Chadwick Hall after this timeout on GTSN.
Broadcast coverage of Tuskegee Athletics on the Golden Tiger Sports Network is brought to you by Alabama Department of Public Health. Healthy people, healthy communities, healthy Alabama. Booster Digital Displays, dedicated to providing high-quality, affordable LED displays with exceptional service. TNT Fireworks, celebrating more than 100 years of America's #1 best-selling brand of fireworks. Alabama Power, developed for the service of Alabama. Wind Creek Casino, Montgomery. Elevate your game to fabulous. The Home Depot, more saving, more doing. Coca-Cola, real magic. Zuby's Taco Kitchen, Yellowwood. And by Vibes Restaurant, we're all about good vibes.
Take a look at the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee in that Golden Tiger dugout. They will send up Saffold, Slaughter, and Morrow, the first three in the lineup for Tuskegee. After that, Alex Glass at third base, Guy Williams at first. They will bat fourth and fifth. Devin Lee at short will bat sixth. Jabari Johnson, he will bat seventh. And Samarian Ward behind the plate, he will bat eighth. And Nicholas Pratt will be batting in the ninth spot. On the mound for the Golden Bears of Miles College is Nick Copen, the senior from Northport, Alabama. Copen, as we referenced, coming off an early season injury. This is his first start since that injury. He was 1-1 prior to that, a 6.35 ERA. This will be his sixth appearance for the Golden Tigers. He's started in 4 ball games, 17 innings pitched before he was injured. Had 17 hits given up, 14 runs, and 12 of those 14 runs were earned, 12 base on balls and 8 strikeouts for the senior from Northport Point, and that is who Tuskegee will be up against here early in this baseball game. Bottom half of the first, the freshman pitcher of the week, or the freshman pitcher Richard Powell, able to retire the Golden Bears in the top half of the first after giving up one single or double to right field. So stepping in now for Tuskegee, it'll be John Saffold, the junior from Birmingham, Alabama. John on the season, .366 batting average, leads the team in runs with a total of 20, on-base percentage of .509. As Copen delivers the first pitch, Saffold takes that first pitch inside for a strike by Copen. Slaughter to follow. Pitch, same zone there for Saffold or Copen, and he finds that same spot for strike 2. So Saffold finds himself behind early here in the count, 0-2, and here's the pitch from Copen. Trying to go in with a curveball over the plate, but low, bounces that one up there, so the count at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, bottom of the first. This one swung on and chopped toward third base, but wide of the bag and foul. So Saffold will resaddle in the side the batter's box with a 1-2 count. Bottom half of the first, Tuskegee 9-15 on this season. Here's the pitch, another curveball. This one over but low from Copen, so the count now pushed to 2-2. John on the season, 10 base on balls. The pitch there, that one's low and inside again from Copen. And talking to head coach Milton Barney Jr. of Miles College prior to the ball game, he said this will be kind of a test for Copen to kind of see where he is after being injured and coming back to play. This is his first start since then. 3-2 pitch. This one fouled on, chopped back by John to stay alive. So Saffold with a full count now, trying to get aboard for Tuskegee to start the bottom half of the first inning. Tuskegee batting .269 as a team. John trying to get things started here. 3-2 pitch swung on and hit to the shortstop. Bouncer there, tailor-made to Threats. Fires it high across the diamond. And a good job by John to run the baseline, and he's safe at first base for Tuskegee. Never doubt hustle there, and Saffold ran that baseball all the way out and got the benefit of the high throw, so he's aboard after the error from the shortstop, Casey Threats, for the Golden Bears of Miles College. Threats, remember, was picked off trying to steal second base in the top half of the first, and he makes a throwing error there from a Sunday hop baseball at shortstop to get Saffold aboard for Tuskegee. That'll bring up James Slaughter. Slaughter, the senior from Huntsville, Alabama. First pitch is high. Having to jump out of his crouch was Brandon Leroy to catch that one to save it from going to the backstop, and John gone to second base. So Saffold stays at first. Slaughter set for a 1-0 pitch. That one eye level high as well, and the count now to 2-0. Saffold down at first after the error from the shortstop Threats on a throw. 0-2 count on James Slaughter. Copen with the pitch. Slaughter takes that one over for a strike. Showing bunt was taking that one all the way. Job now is to try to move Saffold down the second base. Want to try to get a hit behind that run if he can. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Copen. That one thrown high, throw down to second base. I think he's gotten that one stolen. Saffold slides up under the tag, and he's in at second base. So good base running there by John Saffold to get down to second for Tuskegee. Saffold 16 of 16 in terms of steal and attempts. So nobody's thrown him out yet during the course of the season. Count meanwhile to James Slaughter at the plate is 3-1. And on deck for Tuskegee, Ryan Morrow. Morrow, the sophomore from St. Petersburg, Florida. .362 batting average, batting in that third spot. 3-1 pitch here from Copen. Tuskegee set to do some damage here on a 3-1. Here's the pitch. That one in for a strike, taking the count to full on a good pitch there from Copen. Saffold down at second, Slaughter in the box, full count. Here's the pitch from Copen. Bounced it up there, and Slaughter will take the walk to first base for Tuskegee. Good start to the bottom half of the first for TU. Ryan Morrow up to the plate now. Morrow, the sophomore from St. Petersburg. Plays infield for Tuskegee, and he's also in that pitching rotation. Right now, Ryan at second base in this ball game against the Golden Bears of Miles College. Tuskegee coming off of that loss to Point University earlier this week. Trying to get one back in the win column. Runners at second and first. First pitch delivered in high to Ryan for ball 1. You can bet that head coach Milton Barney, is going to keep a close eye on Copen. Early trouble here at Washington Field. This one delivered in for a strike from Copen. That time Morrow taking all the way for Tuskegee. John Saffold down at second. James Slaughter over at first. Nobody out here, bottom of the first. No score. This pitch is over but low, and the count to 2-1. Slaughter coaxed a walk out of Copen. Last batter up. Morrow will be followed by Alex Glass in the Tuskegee lineup. That pitch swung on, chopped to the right side and out of play. Count even at 2-2 now. And Tuskegee recognizing that this is a big challenge for them here at Washington Field to beat the number 3 team in the West. Tuskegee coming in the 10th position, trying to climb its way into the top 8. That pitch, though, bounced up there, and the runners will advance 1 base forward. Curveball attempted by Copen, and that'll go down as a wild pitch, and that'll send Saffold over to third base and Slaughter down to second base. And Morrow with a good, excellent RBI opportunity in front of him leads Tuskegee with 24 RBI on the season and leads the club with 40 total bases. So now he's got a wide gap over there between first and second on a pitch that is low and ball 4. Good eye there by Morrow to take the walk. So back-to-back walks by Copen, loads the bases for Tuskegee, and coming to the plate, Alex Glass. Glass, the senior from Birmingham, .250 batting average, 14 of 40 from the plate. And a good opportunity for him. See if he can push a couple of Tuskegee runners across the plate. Nobody out here, bottom of the first, bases loaded. Saffold at third, Slaughter at second. Curveball inside and in tight for ball 1. Ryan Morrow at first for Tuskegee. All sitting there for Alex Glass. Copen behind in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. This pitch swung on. Fielded by the first baseman up to the mound. They'll get the lead runner there. They'll cut Saffold down at the plate. Well, a good stop there at first base by Camden Matthews. He was playing up the line and played right into the spot of that ball that was hit by Alex. But Alex is aboard on the fielder's choice. But they get Saffold at the plate for the first out of the inning. Scott Williams now steps in the batter's box. Scott, a senior from Atlanta, 264 batting average. First pitch swings at it and up the middle. That'll get through for a base hit. That'll bring in one run. That's Slaughter rounding second, and go to the home plate. Sliding in there behind him is going to be Morrow. Morrow was right on the footsteps of Slaughter to score, and Tuskegee on the bat of Scott Williams. They push two across here in the bottom of the first. So Williams with a base hit straight back up the middle, hit that baseball right back where it came from to get those two runners across for Tuskegee in the bottom of the first. Good piece of hitting there by the Atlanta native for Tuskegee. A fast ball out and across the plate, able to get those arms stretched out there and drove it right back up the middle for the base hit. So one down, two across for Tuskegee. Pitch on the way now to Devin Lee, and that one's off the plate high to make it ball one. So Glass over at third, Scott Williams at first, and Lee in the box. Williams going, no throw down there, and he'll steal second easily for Tuskegee. 1-1 the count on Devin Lee. Lee, the sophomore, also from Atlanta. Copen with the pitch. Bounced that one up there. Good stop there. Brandon Leroy behind the plate couldn't find it momentarily, but able to knock it down right at the plate. And Devin Lee ahead in the count for Tuskegee. 2 balls, 1 strike. One down here, bottom of the first. Tuskegee would already placing 2 runners across the plate. Slaughter, he got on a base on balls, and then Morrow got on a base on balls, and both scored after Scott Williams singled up the middle. Pitch here, this one shot back up the middle, and that'll get through again for Tuskegee. Nice piece of hitting there from Devin Lee, and it got by the center fielder and running the bases. Watch Devin Lee, he's a speedster. See if they're sending him all the way. They're trying to hold him there, and they'll hold him at third base. Lee smacked that one back up the middle, drove the runs in, and it was misplayed by the center fielder, Javian Williams, and Devin Lee was off to the races, and he winds up at third base. So we'll settle that at runners were going to score either way as you take a look at the lefty in the box. And running the line after that one got clear of the center fielder, and Tuskegee able to push 2 across as a result. And right now there's a meeting on the mound with head coach Milton Barney, as Copen will stay in the ball game. But with the work by Scott Williams and the work by Devin Lee, Tuskegee now with a 4-0 lead over the Golden Bears of Miles College. A little bit of help there in the outfield from center fielder Javian Williams. Williams not able to handle that baseball cleanly. So Lee will wind up at third base. And at the plate for Tuskegee, Jabari Johnson to bat. So after the error, Tuskegee leads 4-0. Pitch from Copen. This one shot out to right field, backpedaling and circling. Looks like he misplayed that ball badly. The right fielder did, Colby King, and that would allow Lee to scoot in for the run and head it over to third base is Johnson. He'll dive in there, winds up with a triple there for Tuskegee. Tuskegee, and the hits just keep coming here inside Washington Field. That time Jabari Johnson with a shot out to right field, and Colby King, his initial jump on the ball, he was coming to the inside, but that baseball traveled over his left shoulder and got all the way to the fence line. And Johnson able to carry and stretch that into a triple for Tuskegee. So the Golden Tigers with a 5-0 lead. And at the plate now, Samarian Ward will take a bat. Just only one down here in the bottom of the first inning. 5-0 lead for Tuskegee. Ward swings on it and bounces one up the middle. The high chopper finds its way out into the grass in center field, and he will be aboard with a base hit. They are just hitting that baseball right back where Copen's throwing it, right back up the middle. So that's a base hit there for Ward, and that'll send Johnson across the plate for Tuskegee. So Ward picks up the RBI. And the line keeps moving for Tuskegee right now. Nicholas Pratt, ninth batter in that Tuskegee lineup at the plate, still with only one out and 6-0 lead for Tuskegee. He swings at one, dove and caught there in the air by Matthews at first base. And that will retire the side. Actually, it was 2 outs before that catch by Matthews at first base. So Tuskegee finally retired here at the end of one, but it was a big bottom half of the first for Tuskegee. They push 6 across the plate, and they lead the Golden Bears and Miles College 6-0. We head into the second on GTSN.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Back live here at Washington Field, Golden Tigers. Good bottom half of the first. They get 6 runs, and that'll be a big cushion there for the freshman pitcher, Richard Powell, as the Golden Bears in this top of the second will send Leroy, the pitcher Copen, to the plate, and then Colby King, the 3 for head coach Milton Barney and Miles College. Powell with that good week game against Kentucky State to win that SIAC Pitcher of the Week award last week. A welcome addition to that Tuskegee pitching roster and the head coach Chadwick Hall. Coach Hall in his 3rd season at Tuskegee. We were talking about the importance of this ball game, as are the rest of the conference contests for Tuskegee in the season. The top 8 in the SIAC go to the SIAC tournament in the first week of May. Powell with a 6-0 lead starts the top of the second inning, rocks and fires the first pitch. This one curveball over by Powell. Powell on that second pitch, that one just a bit off the plate. Count to 1-1. This one swung on and wide of third. And that'll make the count 1-2 with Powell ahead. Powell with the pitch, quickly delivering there. That one just a bit off the plate. Not wasting any time in terms of the set on the delivery. Just gets there, and that's what you want to do when you got a comfortable lead. Just kind of keep your rhythm going from the mound. And right now, Powell missing on the last 2 pitches out of the zone. That'll take the count full to 3-2. Leroy on the season, the red shirt senior from Eufaula, Alabama, .345 batting average, swings us into bat at the third. Alex Glass picks it up, fires across the diamond, and how about the scoop at first base there by Scott Williams to dig it out of the dirt for out number 1. So good defensive effort there by Williams on that play, and they retire Leroy on the bounce out to the third baseman Glass. So Copen to the plate now, looking for a little more positive result from this side of the plate. He was on the mound and got roughed up in that bottom of the first inning by Tuskegee. Gave up 6 runs and swings at the first pitch here from its counterpart, Richard Powell, and fouls it off right side. Powell again, ready, rocks and fires. Curveball, good pitch there by Powell. Boy, he is feeling it right now early on in this baseball game. And that's exactly what a good lead will do for a pitcher. This one down just below the knees. Wanted that call, 1-2 instead. Good change of sight on that one with the location of that pitch, although they missed. 1-2 pitch here. This one just off the plate. Now we go to 2-2. Copen followed by Colby King. King in right field. Curveball there. That one over, but just off the plate. So the count now between the pitchers is even. Powell on a 3-2 pitch delivers curveball. This was swatted out to left field. Tracking it is Nicholas Pratt. Pratt got a bead on it, and the Sunday catch by him on a fly ball there is out number 2. So good job there by Powell to fight back after he was ahead early in the count and took it to full at 3-2 and got Copen to fly out to left field. So that'll bring up Colby King, the right fielder for Miles College. King swings at the first pitch, grounder at short. Devin Lee scoops that up and fires it over to Scott Williams. Easy 1-2-3 set there for Powell and Tuskegee. And we go to the bottom of the second. Tuskegee with a 6-0 lead.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Be the you you've always wanted to be. Wind Creek Casino. It's your kind of fabulous.
Back live at Washington Field, and the day for Nick Copen has come to an end. Golden Bears of Miles College now going to send up Cameron Warren, the freshman from Saraland, Alabama, to take over the pitching duties, as Copen, coming back after an injury for the Golden Bears, simply did not have it here against Tuskegee early on in that bottom of the first inning. Coach Barney was saying that this was going to be kind of a test for them just to see where they were with him in terms of his return. They had him going through rehab, and this was his first real pitching assignment since then. And looks like they're going to have to work a little bit more with Copen to get him back in stride for the Golden Bears. So it's Cameron Warren, a freshman. Warren on the season with a high ERA of 14+, 0-1 in terms of one-loss record on the season. This will be his 5th appearance for the Golden Bears, his 2nd opportunity to come in a ball game. Started in 2 for them, 7.2 innings pitched for him. He's given up 12 hits, 18 runs, and of those 18, 12 were earned runs, 7 base on balls, and 4 strikeouts for the freshman from Saraland, Alabama. So they will try to counter the Golden Bears, will, to see if they can't stop the scoring onslaught by Tuskegee early on. Tuskegee now going right back to the top of the order. Nicholas Pratt lined out to the first baseman to end the bottom of the first. That 6-run scoring barrage by Tuskegee. So John Saffold back at the plate. John got on in that first inning, and he was picked off on a fielder's choice that he made an out in that inning, but Tuskegee able to put 6 across in that bottom of the first. We're in the bottom of the second now. TU with a 6-0 lead. Cameron Warren, the new pitcher, the right-hander. And John Saffold back in there for Tuskegee. Warren with the first pitch, curveball, offering on the inside and off the plate for ball 1. Tuskegee with Powell on the mound, Ward behind the plate, but right now in the batter's box it's Saffold for them. And there's a pitch in there for a strike from the freshman Cameron Warren. For Miles College, they got Jordan Pearson at third, Casey Threats at shortstop, Blaine Bradford at second base, and Camden Matthews at first. The battery now is Cameron Warren, and at behind the plate it's Brandon Leroy, and in this outfield from left to right it's Gavin Millions, Javion Williams in center, and Colby King in right. Pitch there at the knees as Saffold takes that one in for a strike. The count goes to 2-2. Nobody out here, bottom of the second. Tuskegee with a 6-0 lead. Warren with the pitch. This one off the plate to take the count to full at 3-2. A lot of velocity on that pitch by Warren, but just off of the plate. So Sadford will be looking to protect the plate here. Full count. Here's the delivery from Warren. That one shot out on a rope right to the shortstop Casey Threats, and he'll catch that one in the air for out number 1. So Saffold retired on a line out to the shortstop Threats. That'll bring up James Slaughter. Slaughter drew a walk his first time up in the bottom of the first. Came around to score for Tuskegee. Slaughter with his walk-up music as Warren rocks and fires the first pitch. That one in there for a strike. Split the plate with a fastball. Nice crowd on hand here at Washington Field, supporting the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. They lead 6-0. Cameron Warren, the freshman. Here's the pitch. Curveball. This one swung on. Chopping, charging at it was Threats at short and can't come up with the baseball. It was a difficult play there for the shortstop Threats. It was a baseball that was chopped on and hit high and took a bounce there on that dirt. And going to probably score that as a base hit there for Slaughter. We'll see what they come up with on the scoreboard. I don't know if they're actually going to keep it here. We can call it ourselves as a base hit as Slaughter gets down the first base. And that'll bring up Ryan Morrow. Throw back over the first. It's a high throw. They're just trying to chase Slaughter back there as Ryan steps in. Ryan drew a walk his first time up. He came around to score in that bottom of the first. One down here, bottom of the second. Throw over the first, sliding back in there. Another close play there. Slaughter trying to get some space there. It's like he may be thinking about taking second base. Warren checking over his shoulder, trying to keep him close. Pitch to the plate, and he was going. The throw is offline and behind the bag and sliding in there as Slaughter to steal second base. It wasn't a question of if he was going to go. It was just going to be when he went, and he found a pitch there. Pitch outside. Brandon Leroy with a chance there. Just threw it offline closer towards second base, or to the second baseman than the bag down at second. So Slaughter down at second. Pitch at the plate, in sight, and Morrow has to back out of there, pulling those hips out of the way to avoid the baseball. That'll take the count to 1-1. One down here in the bottom of the second. TU with a 6-0 lead over the Golden Bears of Miles College. Warren, 1-1 pitch. Here's the delivery. Curveball. This one swung on and got past Threats at shortstop again. Circling third base and headed to the plate is Slaughter. He'll come in standing up for Tuskegee. And another ball that was hit deep in the hole there. Even if Threats gets that one, he's not going to be able to come up with a play cleanly on that. So that's going to be a hit for Ryan Morrow. And that'll score Slaughter from second base. As you take a look at it here, that one deep into the hole, left side. Threats diving for it, but it was hit so sharply. That one down in the left field, and Tuskegee able to plate another runner as a result. And Morrow with an RBI after that piece of hitting, and he's aboard at first base. So Tuskegee now with a 7-0 lead as Morrow delivers on a base hit and scores another run. Alex Glass, third baseman for Tuskegee, set to step in. Alex got aboard on a fielder's choice in that bottom of the first inning. He too came around to score for Tuskegee. Golden Tigers now with a 7-0 lead as Slaughter just crosses after the base hit from Ryan Morrow. Throw over the first base. Trying to chase Morrow back. Ryan on the season for Tuskegee. 15 of 17 stolen bases. Curveball tight on the inside. Glass has to flex that bat up to avoid that baseball hitting him on the forearm. So that'll be a ball, and still just one down here in the bottom of the second. One ball, no strikes to Alex Glass, the third baseman for Tuskegee. Ryan Morrow down at first. Warren throwing back over that way and sliding back in as Morrow for Tuskegee. Tuskegee as a team, 107 out of 129 in stolen bases. And a pitch there, left field. It's deep down the line, but well out of play on a foul ball. Alex Glass got all of that one, but just could not keep it fair. Would love to see that pitch again. Had everybody turning around looking at the fence line in the left corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Warren with the pitch. This one low for ball 2. Tuskegee with the 7-0 lead. In the middle of throws or the throws of conference baseball from this point on. This one, this time, Alex not able to get out of the way. And he got hit on the left elbow that time as Warren was trying to come in tight. And he got in too tight. So Glass hit by the pitch. He'll be down at first base, and that'll push Morrow down to second. And Scott Williams steps back up. Scott delivered on a base hit in the bottom of the first. The plate 2 runs for Tuskegee. And with 1 down here, another chance for him to add to his RBI total. 13 coming into today's ball game. Already has 2 in this contest. Swings at the first pitch and comes up empty. Warren with some gas on that one. 1 down, bottom of the second. Morrow at second, Glass at first. Williams in the box, curveball. That one off the plate by Warren. So the count to 1-1. Williams, a deep threat for Tuskegee, leads the team in home runs with 4 early in the season. Here's the pitch, curveball, and Scott out front of that one as well. This fool think he was looking for a fastball there, didn't get it on a curveball, and a good change of pace takes the count to 1-2. 1 down, bottom of the second. Tuskegee already with 1 runner across in this frame. Warren ahead in the count, looks back to second. He'll fake a throwback that way, and Morrow dives back in for Tuskegee. Set again for the delivery. 1-2 pitch on its way. Popped up and out of play, right side by Scott Williams. Williams playing first base today, but also as a catcher for Tuskegee. Most of last season, he was behind the plate for Tuskegee. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The senior from Atlanta waits to pitch by the freshman. Change up, foul tip there by Scott to stay alive. Just got a crease of that baseball. And it will remain 1-2. Reset again. Ryan Morrow down at second. Alex Glass, he was hit by a pitch. He's at first base. And 1 down here. 1 ball, 2 strike count to Scott Williams. Cameron Warren, the freshman pitcher from Miles, Cox, and ready to come to the plate with the delivery. Curveball, this one shot out the left field and down for a base hit. Had to wait for that one to clear, so Morrow won't be able to advance to home plate, but he will take the next position on the pads at third base after a solid base hit to left field by Scott Williams. So Scott Williams continuing to deliver for Tuskegee. Here you see him took a pitch that was right there in his wheelhouse and drove it right out the left field. And he's aboard for the second time in the ball game. So he's at first. Morrow's at third, Glass down at second base. So the base is loaded once again. And Devin Lee was able to single up the middle his last time. Another opportunity for him to drive in a couple of Tuskegee runs. So base is loaded now. And here's the pitch to Devin. First pitch was off the plate, and this one will make it, well, actually call that a strike. Showing it on the scoreboard as a strike. Umpire didn't signal it that way, but right now they're showing 0-2 on the scoreboard. Pitch there, that one called a strike, and that'll be strike 3 on Devin Lee. Devin kind of walking back to the dugout, kind of wondering what happened there. Like, I saw some pitches, but I'm not sure if they were in the strike zone. He's got a kind of little wry smile on his face as he heads back to the Tuskegee dugout. First strikeout of the ball game for Cameron Warren, who just came on for the Golden Bears of Miles College, replacing Nick Copen. So 2 down here in the bottom of the second. Bases loaded for Tuskegee. They don't want to leave it that way. At the plate for Tuskegee is Jabari Johnson. Everybody was called a balk on that play there, and that's going to allow Tuskegee to put another runner across. Yeah, that's what was called there. So Tuskegee will get the benefit of that extra run. This time Ryan Morrow crosses as a result of the call against the pitcher, Cameron Warren. So they got an easy one that way in terms of a balk call there. And the pitch at the plate to Johnson is getting for a strike. So the runners move up. At third base now is Alex Glass. Scott Williams down to second base, 2 down. And Jabari Johnson at the plate for Tuskegee. He's down in the count. No balls, 1 strike. 2 away, bottom of the second. Warren delivers. Pitch low and in the dirt. Dug out of there by Brandon Leroy. And the runners for Tuskegee stay put. Golden Tigers with an 8-0 lead here. We're in the bottom of the second. Trying to add more. Here's a sophomore from Douglasville, Georgia, Jabari Johnson, with the .345 batting average, in the box with a 1-1 count. Warren with the pitch. That one's high and out of the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. Johnson gets aboard. It'll be Samarian Ward, the catcher for Tuskegee, waiting in the wings. 2-1 delivery here. Johnson takes a look at a pitch. That one off the plate to 3-1. Nice velocity by Warren, but can't find the spot. So Johnson ahead in the count, and he can be selective about this pitch. If it's where he wants it, he can take control of it. 3-1 delivery. That one swung on and missed. Jabari liked the pitch, just did not come away with it. Good healthy cut at it. Just missed it. That was the pitch that he wanted. It was a straight fastball, but Warren got it by him. So the count now at full, 3-2, 2 down. Bottom of the second, runners will be moving on this pitch. That one up and out of the zone and over the first base. Johnson draws the walk. So he's aboard. And now the base is loaded once again. Glass was already at third. Williams was down at second. Now they're joined on the pads by Jabari Johnson. And to the plate now comes the catcher, Samarian Ward. Ward singled his last time up. 2 down here in the bottom of the second. Tuskegee already with 2 across here, trying to see if they can't manufacture a couple more. Warren, the freshman's been laboring out here since he's come on for Copen. Here's the pitch. That one splits the pace with a fastball. Good pitch there by Warren. Samarian Ward taking all the way on that pitch. Got a nice gap there between second and first if he can find it there. Here's the pitch, curveball, shot out to center field, playing this one. This may be over the center fielder's head, and he is able to somehow acrobatically, Javian Williams, to catch that baseball. He read it, missed badly. He was stepping in. That baseball had a lot more charge to it, but he was able to circle and get back to make up the ground to end the bottom of the second, but not before Tuskegee pushes across a couple of more runs. They lead it now 8-0. We head to the top of the third on GTSN.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Be the you you've always wanted to be. Wind Creek Casino. It's your kind of fans.
Top of the third we go. Tuskegee with an 8-0 lead over the Golden Bears of Miles College. Conference action here from Washington Field. And the Golden Bears in the top of the third, they will send up the bottom half of their order with Blaine Bradford. Javion Williams out in center field just made a good catch there to end this bottom of the second for Tuskegee. And then back to the top of their order with Jordan Pearson, the three coming up for the Golden Bears. Richard Powell has had a little difficulty with the Golden Bears of Miles College in his first couple of innings of action from the mound for Tuskegee. Powell 1-3 on the season. Trying to see if he can't push that mark to 2-3. If he can stay ahead here with an 8-run cushion. Bradford, a junior. .313 batting average, 10 of 32 from the plate. Here's a pitch from Powell. That was over with a curveball. Nice job there by Powell to start Bradford off with a strike. Another pitch, same location. This one just a bit off the plate to take it at 1-1. Battery of Samarian Ward and Richard Powell working well together here early on for Tuskegee. Go to that same location, not able to come clear with that one. That'll go to 2-1 on the count now to Bradford. The base is clear, top of the third. That one pushes off the plate. They tried to go back up in the zone with a fastball that time and not able to find the spot, so the count now at 3-1. Powell quickly delivers and a pitch there, and that was called a strike, as Bradford didn't offer, but it was a strike. It was just missed from behind the plate on Ward with the catch. The count now full at 3-2. Powell quickly to work again. Rocks and the freshman fires. Curveball swatted out the left field. Good piece of hitting there by Bradford. Read that curveball well, got out in front of it and laced it out to left field, and he's aboard for the Golden Bears of Miles College. Bradford, or Powell that is, got behind in the count on Bradford, trying to work his way out of that situation and had to come across the plate on that full count and delivered a strike. Bradford able to answer it with a base hit out the left. At the plate now is Javion Williams. Williams, a sophomore from Moss Point, Mississippi, takes a healthy cut at the first pitch, but comes up completely empty. Missed every stitch of it there on that pitch. Top of the third, nobody out, one aboard for the Golden Bears. Tuskegee with an 8-0 lead. Richard Powell on the mound, fires a fastball, but this one off the plate for ball one. Blaine Bradford at first base for Miles College. Throw over the first base. And Bradford asking for timeout. A little bit of slow getting up there. He's trying to shake some of the dirt free from under his jersey, looks like. Williams at the plate. Powell on the mound. Fires a pitch curveball. Good pitch by him. And Williams way off stride with that. And that'll take the count to 1-2. Bradford aboard at first. 1-2 pitch from Powell. Williams awaits. Pitch swung on out to center field coming in. That one may drop. Tuskegee will have to watch that one fall in center field. Chasing out for it in the outfield was Devin Lee. Sappho was playing a little bit deep there in center field, not able to get there in time. So the Golden Bears now with back-to-back base hits. And they have Bradford down at second base after Williams got a base hit out in the center field. So first spot of trouble here for Richard Powell. Runners at second and first. Timeout called as they're going back to the top of the order. Got Pearson up there batting. And he will bunt the first pitch right at the front of the mound. Looking to second. They look it off over to first. A low throw dug out there at first by Scott Williams. Tuskegee taking that sure out at first base. Good fielding effort there by Richard Powell to spring off the mound to get to that baseball. And Pearson is retired. That'll make it one down here in the top of the third. So that'll bring up Casey Threats. Threats, all kinds of difficulty at shortstop so far for the Golden Bears. Runners at third and second. Curveball over by Richard Powell. Good pitch from him to start Threats off in this sequence. Tuskegee with an 8-0 lead, trying to keep the Golden Bears from scoring here. Top of the third. Powell again with a pitch. Turning the shoulder as Threats. That one a little bit on the inside. Had to brush him off of there. Make it a 1-1 count. Bradford at third. Down at second base is Williams. There's a pitch. Good change of pace there. Just didn't get a call. Got a couple of curveballs that were high in the zone. This time they went down low looking for a call. Instead, it's 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 down, top of the third. Powell ready again with the pitch. This one popped up. And the catcher is calling it now. Looks like it's at second base. That'll be fielded there by Ryan Morrow. And Morrow will run it toward the infield after the catch. The way they reacted, Powell was coming toward home plate. I thought that ball was going to be up near Ward at home plate on the pop-up. But instead, it was out to second base. GTSN tent covering us from the sun here and lost it inside of the tent. So the pop up to second makes it 2 down here in the top of the third with 2 aboard for the Golden Bears. Powell pitches, swinging. That one's fielded at third by Glass. Across the diamond, and Williams makes sure he's on the bag with the tag. And Powell, the freshman pitcher, with a great job of working out of some damage, good damage control there. Left 2 aboard for the Golden Bears. And Tuskegee, as we head into the bottom of the third, they'll take an 8-0 lead into it.
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game. Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make the level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Freshman pitcher Richard Powell putting in some quality work for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Had 2 on in the top of the third, but able to work its way free of that. And Tuskegee will start the bottom of the third with an 8-0 lead. They will send up Nicholas Pratt and then back to the top of the order. John Saffold and James Slaughter, the 3 for Coach Hall and Tuskegee, as they go to the bottom of the third. Cameron Ward still on the mound for the Golden Bears. Took over for Nick Copen. Copen, the senior from Northport, Alabama, coming off on an injury, off of their injured list and trying to get back into action today. But Tuskegee had his number from the get-go. Got 6 in the first and 2 in the bottom of the second. And Pratt and the rest of the gang coming to the plate to see if they can add more here as the freshman Cameron Warren on the mound. Nicholas lined out to the first baseman his first time up. Was trying to hit behind the runners when he was there, but got it into the glove of Camden Matthews at first base for an out. Can't fault him for the idea. That's what he wanted to do, was get that baseball behind the runners, but got it too tight to first base. So he's set, looking for his first base hit of the ball game. Warren ready. think he's ready. Now he is. And he fires. First pitch drilled out to center field. That one's on a rope deep to the center field. And that one will go to the base of the wall. Running the bases now is Pratt. He'll slide toward third base, still headed there. He'll dive in for the triple for Tuskegee. And the baseball got away momentarily, but Pratt stays put at third. And Pratt gets the engine started here in the bottom of the third with a three-bagger. So he's aboard at third for Tuskegee to start the bottom of the third. And Pratt on the season, that's his first triple of the campaign, or correction, that's his second triple of the season for Tuskegee. And he drove that one to the base of the fence, almost dead away center field. That'll bring up Saffold. Saffold lined out to the shortstop his last time up. Chance for an RBI here for him. John takes the first pitch, which is bounced up there for ball one. Pratt, the junior from Atlanta, scalded one, and he's at third. And Saffold at the plate, trying to see if he can bring him in. Saffold with 7 RBI on the season, looking for number 8 here. Warren rocks and fires. Pitch is just off the plate with a curveball. Nobody down here, bottom of the third. Tuskegee with an 8-0 lead. Pitch by Warren, that one off the plate and coming toward the plate as that pitch got away and sliding in. It'll be Pratt, Nicholas Pratt in for the score for Tuskegee. Pitch got away at the plate from catcher Brandon Leroy. He had to slide to his right toward the Miles dugout. By the time he got there, Saffold was signaling for Nicholas to come home, and Pratt obliged, and he got across for the score. So Tuskegee pushes the lead to 9-0 now. After, I think that was a catchable ball there by the catcher Brandon Leroy, so we'll put that as a pass ball. And Tuskegee scores on it, 9-0. Pitch there from Warren is way high, and that may be out of frustration more than anything else as the ball gets away, and they'll send Saffold down to second base. As the Golden Bears are experiencing all kinds of difficulty here now. With that ball 4 from Cameron Warren over the head of Leroy, and Leroy not able to field it. It came back here to the screen just in front of our broadcast booth. And that allowed Saffold to take it all the way down to second base for Tuskegee. So he'll set position at second. And coming to the plate now, it'll be James Slaughter. Slaughter singled his last time up. He scored in the first and in the second inning. Tuskegee already with one across here in the bottom of the third. So a walk and a pass ball sends Saffold down to second. Here's the pitch by Warren. This one shot out towards second base. Circling that one off is Bradford, and the throw over the first, and they will retire Slaughter at first base, but that will push Saffold over to third on the fielder's choice. So one down here in the bottom of the third, and to the plate now Ryan Morrow. Morrow scored his last time up after singling for Tuskegee. He also scored in that first inning after a base on balls. Saffold at third. Here's the pitch, curveball. This one shot out to center field. That'll be enough to tag the runner. Sliding to his left and making the over-the-shoulder catch is Williams. But heading to the plate is Saffold to score for Tuskegee. So good job there by Morrow on a sacrifice fly out to left field. And Saffold is across now. 2 down here, bottom of the third. Tuskegee with a 10-0 lead. And at the plate now, third baseman Alex Glass. Cameron Warren, the freshman. Base is empty. Here's the pitch from Warren. Curveball. And over but low for Warren and the Golden Bears and Miles College. They wanted that pitch, but out of the zone. And the count to 1 ball, no strikes, 2 down, bottom of the second. Scott Williams on deck. Another pitch there. That one's down. Bounces up there toward the plate. Take the count to 2 balls and no strikes. Glatz awaits the 2-0. And that too is off the plate, so the count at 3-0 now. And Glatz in full position here. 2 down, 3-0 count. See if he can find something to his liking here. Warren, 3-0 pitch, splits the plate with a fastball. Alex taking all the way for Tuskegee on that pitch. All Tuskegee so far, they lead 10-0. Bottom of the third, pitch there, off the plate, and Alex for Tuskegee. So that'll bring up Scott Williams. And Scott scored in the first, singled back in the second inning. Picked up a couple of RBI in that first inning with a single there. So Scott working on a perfect day for Tuskegee. Actually stole a base in that first inning as well. 2 of 2 from the plate. Glass down at first base. Warren with the pitch. In tight, but got enough of the plate for the call on the inside corner for strike 1. Scott jumping out of the way on that pitch. The ball's 1 strike, 2 down, bottom of the third. Tuskegee with a 10-0 lead. Warren with the pitch, and Scott chasing that one. May have been ball 1, but couldn't lay off of the pitch down low. So quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Warren trying to make quick work of this batter. Tuskegee already with 2 across. Warren trying to get together on what the count was there. Peers back to the scoreboard here at Washington Field. Grass in beautiful shape here at the Tuskegee Field. Going on the throw, on the pitch at home plate, down at second base, and sliding in under that tag was Alex Glass. So Glass with a stolen base there. He'll make his way down to second base. And Scott Williams there now with a runner closer. A chance for another RBI opportunity for him if he can push him across. Glass now 4 of 4 in stolen bases. Here's the pitch. That one off the plate. Good eye there by Scott Williams to lay off that pitch. That'll take the count even at 2-2. And the senior from Atlanta eyeing the freshman from Saraland. Here's the pitch. Out of the zone, up high, count full at 3-2. Hadn't seen Scott since last baseball season. Looks like he's slimmed down just a bit for Tuskegee. As he sits in the box now, waiting on a 3-2. 2 down, and here comes Warren with the pitch. That one shot out the right field on a rope there. The right fielder circling back, saying he's got space. Colby King gets up under it for out number 3. So Scott Williams flies out to right field to end the bottom of the third, but Tuskegee pushing across a couple more runs. They lead it 10-0. We head to the top of the fourth.
Broadcast coverage of Tuskegee Athletics on the Golden Tiger Sports Network is brought to you by Alabama Department of Public Health. Healthy people, healthy communities. Healthy Alabama. Booster Digital Displays, dedicated to providing high-quality, affordable LED displays with exceptional service. TNT Fireworks, celebrating more than 100 years of America's #1 best-selling brand of fireworks. Alabama Power, developed for the service of Alabama. Wind Creek Casino, Montgomery. Elevate your game to fabulous. The Home Depot, more saving, more doing. Coca-Cola, real magic. Zuby's Taco Kitchen, Yellowwood. And by Vibes Restaurant, we're all about good vibes.
Golden Tigers with a 10-0 lead over the Golden Bears of Miles College. SIAC baseball action coming to you live from the Washington Field on the campus of Tuskegee University on GTSN. Glad you could join us for the coverage. Charles Ward here with Golden Tigers baseball here today, and then over at the softball complex tomorrow for doubleheader action as the Golden Tigers with their 10-game conference streak on the line will meet the Lady Badgers of Spring Hill in doubleheader action. We'll have that coverage for you on GTSN. And Spring Hill coming into that ball game. They too on a 10-0 run in terms of conference play. So as they say, something's got to give tomorrow, and something will, and you can see it all live here on GTSN. But right now, the Golden Tigers with baseball, they lead at 10-0 over the Golden Bears of Miles College. Powell back to work and shot out to right field on a rope from the plate. That was Camden Matthews, and Matthews in the top of the fourth delivers a bullet out into right field, and he's aboard for the Golden Bears of Miles College. Kind of business-like there. Powell with the pitch. Matthews all over it with kind of a high fastball right into his wheelhouse. So he's at first, and Brandon Leroy, the catcher, now steps in. Grounded out to third his last time up. Pitch there. This one shot on a rope out the left field and down for a base hit. So back-to-back hits there for the Golden Bears of Miles College. That'll put Matthews down to second and Leroy on for the first time in the ball game with a base hit to left. Now Nick Copen will step in. Copen started this ball game on the mound for the Golden Bears. Got chased early after he gave up 6 in the bottom of the first. Golden Bears with 2 aboard now. Curveball inside, and it hit Copen. So Copen aboard after hit by a pitch, and all of a sudden the bases are loaded now for the Golden Bears of Miles College. So Tuskegee now, assistant coach, is coming out to talk to Richard Powell. Top of the fourth. Sun is out here in Tuskegee, but not an extremely hot day. We've had some cool weather in the southeast the last couple of days. So it's not definitely not a fatigue issue here. I think you're going to talk to him more so about, hey, you got a 10-run lead. Just kind of keep doing what you're doing. Let that defense work for you behind you. Got plenty of cushion here at the top of the fourth. So umpire Ryan Gill will step out and break up that conference on the mound. He will go back behind the plate to occupy his spot. Powell will toe the rubber to occupy his spot. It'll be Matthews at third, Leroy at second, and Copen at first for the Golden Bears. And Colby King at the plate. Swats at the first pitch, swings, and comes up empty for strike one. It'll be on Richard Powell here to see how much of this he can dig out on his own. He's done it the last couple of innings with some runners aboard, but never now with a full sack of players on base. This one popped on and fouled out of play right behind the Miles College bench. And Powell quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. 10-0 lead. Certainly a pitcher's dream to have that kind of lead and be on the mound. Just want to keep working your mechanics. There's a pitch almost in the strike zone, but just a little bit low. Find your spots and just let that defense go to work for you. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the fourth. Bases loaded. And here's the 1-2 curveball chopped on, popped up down the first base line. Williams calling for it, got it there to make the catch just in front of the bag for out number 1. And that is exactly what the mound conference was about. They get that first runner retired after the pop-up there by Colby King at first. So that'll bring up Bradford. Bradford singled his last time up, and he swings at the first pitch, pops this one to right field. A long run there, but under the baseball, catching it there is Morrow, and the throw is cut off. Nicely done there by Tuskegee. Slaughter out in right field with the catch, square to shoulders right toward the first base line, and Scott Williams there in perfect position for the cutoff. And had the Golden Bears tried to send Matthews to the plate, don't believe he would have made it. So Tuskegee with a good job defensively there. And just with 2 out now, trying to avoid a run by the Golden Bears as Williams steps in, takes a pitch and drives it out and over the head of the second baseman and down in the right field for a base hit. Throw to Williams on the cutoff, and the Golden Bears will push 2 across as a result of the single to right field by Javian Williams. So Williams with a good job of hitting there, and he'll push across Matthews and Leroy. And now it's a 10-2 lead for Tuskegee. And back at the top of the order they go now with Jordan Pearson, the Golden Bears do. Pearson grounded out to the pitcher Powell this last time. 2 down here. Takes a swing at that first pitch, which is a curveball, and he's way out in front of that. Comes up empty. 2 down. Top of the 4th. Golden Bears with 2 across. Tuskegee still leads at 10-2. There's a pitch there close to the marker, but off the plate. They went down with a fastball close to where they threw that curveball on the previous pitch. Got the first call, didn't get this one. Counted 1-1, 2 down. Powell with the pitch. Lofts a curveball, but that one crossed the plate out of the strike zone to make it 2 balls, 1 strike. Copen down at second base for Miles. Powell with the pitch. Pushed off the plate with that fastball to take it 3-1. Three-1 offering by Powell. 2 down. Here's the pitch. This one swung on and popped up out in right field. Slaughter got a bead on that one. He will take that easy Sunday fly ball out and parachutes into his glove for out number 3. So the Golden Bears of Miles College push across 2 here in the top of the 4th. Tuskegee leads it as they head into the bottom half, 10-2.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game. Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make the level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
TU with a 10-2 lead over the Golden Bears of Miles College. Single game action here. These teams back at it in doubleheader action tomorrow here from Washington Field. And Tuskegee trying to get a good start to this series between these conference foes. They lead at 10-2 into the bottom of the 4th. They will send up Devin Lee, Jabari Johnson, and Samarian Ward, assuming no change-ups in the lineup by head coach Chadwick Hall. Back on the mound, Cameron Warren still pitching for the Golden Bears of Miles College. He took over for Nick Copen after that first inning where Tuskegee at the bottom of the first pushed across 6. They got 2 in the bottom of the 2nd. They got 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. Gave up 2 here in the top of the 4th to the Golden Bears. And they'll be looking to see if they can't get some of those runs back here as they start the bottom of the 4th. And Devin Lee comes up. Devin struck out his last time up for Tuskegee. Base hit in that first inning to be a part of that scoring barrage for Tuskegee. Got an RBI out of that. He was subsequently retired, but did pick up the RBI. Warren set to go back to work. Devin in the box. Pitch by Warren. And that one over for a strike. Caught the corner with a fastball. That one tailing away from the left-handed batter, Devin Lee. Warren again with the pitch. Same location. This time Lee offers at it and comes up empty. So Warren ahead in the count now, 0-2. 0-2 pitch. That one off the plate. They tried to circle into that same area. This one just a bit off the plate, and that's what you want to do as a pitcher. Find that same location where you've gotten a strike called and you've gotten the batter swinging at it and go back to that same area. Doesn't necessarily have to be a strike. This one chopped on and a little slow dribbler toward Threats at shortstop. Sidearms to throw, and he retires Devin Lee at first base. Good job there by Threats to handle that slow rolling baseball there. And Lee is retired. And that will bring up Jabari Johnson. Jabari got on a base on balls last time up in the bottom of the second. And he will hustle to the plate, the sophomore from Douglasville, Georgia. One down here, bottom of the fourth. Tuskegee with the 10-2 lead. First pitch by Warren. Still got some gas on the pitches, but that one misses the zone. One-0 pitch. This one chopped on right side. And first baseman coming in toward, and this one going to be out of play just outside of the fence line here at Washington Field. So the count at 1-1. Jabari stepping back in. .345 batting average for him. 2 RBI on the season. Warren with the pitch. Tried to go down low there in the zone, but too low, and that'll take it to 2-1. Bases empty here, bottom of the fourth. Tuskegee 6 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. Miles with 2 in the top of the fourth. Warren rocks, aims, fires with the pitch. Curveball over, but low, and that'll take the count to 3-1. So Jabari trying to see if he can't draw back-to-back walks for Tuskegee and get aboard with one down. 3-1 delivery. Off the plate and inside. So Johnson's aboard again with the walk. And that'll bring up Samarian Ward. Ward behind the plate for Tuskegee. This afternoon's ball game. Ward, a freshman, 5'10". Also pitches for Tuskegee. 10 RBI on the season for Samarian. One down here. Johnson at first after the walk. Warren with the pitch. This one swatted on right side and pushed out of play to the right. Ward lined out to the center fielder his last time up. Chance here with one down, bottom of the fourth. Johnson at first, Warren in the stretch. Now to the plate with the pitch. On the inside for ball one. Tuskegee 10th in the SIAC in baseball action coming into today's ball game. They're predicted in preseason to finish 8th. Throw back over the first base and Johnson back in on the dive. Coach Hall and Tuskegee well aware that it's the top 8 from the conference that go to the tournament in early May. And a good position to make sure they get there as much of the conference portion of the season still remains. Pitch by Warren is off the plate. The count to 2-1. Got a gap there with the first baseman Matthews holding Johnson at the bag. Pitch and trying to go that way on the swing was Ward, but laid on it and fouled it back. Count at 2-2. One down here, bottom of the fourth. Two-two delivery. Chopped at the plate and fouled back. So Ward making Warren work here on this plate As Marion steps back in. And Warren toes the rubber. Johnson at first base. 10-2 lead for Tuskegee. Warren throwing back over that way, chasing back Johnson. Two count. Big gap there between second and first. Here's the pitch. Chased after that. Did Warren. He missed. And they throw it back down to first base. And Johnson able to scamper back there. Ward retired on the strikeout. Did not have to throw it down because their base was occupied. But they had Johnson leaning. That's why they threw the ball down there. Try to see if they could get the pick off of him. They could not. He's back at first. And that'll bring up Nicholas Pratt. Pratt tripled his last time up. Second triple for him on the season for Tuskegee. Certainly would like some more of that medicine right here. Warren, the freshman, squares at the rubber. Here's the pitch. Pitch bounced up there and taking second base easily. Johnson was going on it before the low pitch. So he'll get the stolen base. And Pratt now with a runner in scoring position with 2 down. He would have had that base stolen had not that pitch been thrown low and in the dirt and bounced away from the catcher, Brandon Leroy. Jordan Benson will have to score that at some point, but I think that may just go down as a regular stolen base without a pass ball or anything. He would have been in there either way. Here's the pitch at the plate, and it's driven off the plate with the fastball. So Pratt ahead in the count now for Tuskegee. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 down here at the bottom of the 4th. Tuskegee trying to see if they can get back 2 of those runs they gave up to Miles in the top half of this inning. Warren, here's the pitch, swung on, popped up, angling, chasing left side in the center field and running it down finally is Javian Williams in center field. He had to go a long way that time. Gavin McMillan's out in left field. Seemed to be a little bit closer to McMillan's, but Williams able to chase it down and make it for out number 3 with the catch. So Tuskegee's denied here in the bottom of the 4th. They had a man left at second base. They still lead 10-2.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Be the you you've always wanted to be. Wind Creek Casino. It's your kind of fabulous.
We're back live here at Washington Field. Tuskegee with a 10-2 lead over the Golden Bears of Miles College. We head to the top of the 5th here in SIAC action. I believe based on the run rule, if Tuskegee's able to hold the Golden Bears right here with an 8-point margin, we can call this game after 5. Well, we will find out momentarily. For the Golden Bears of Miles College, they'll send Casey Threats up to the plate, the junior from Pittsburgh, California, to bat. Threats at shortstop, couple of defensive challenges for him for the Golden Bears. And he has 1 base hit in this ball game for them. He squares the bunt and got it to the front of the plate, and hopping on it is Powell with a throw down to first base for the easy out number 1. Got it down the line to Scott Williams at first. So Threats trying to bunt his way aboard. And that threat is nullified with the play by Powell off the mound to retire him. So that'll bring up Gavin McMillan's. And Powell going quickly to work on him. First pitch is low for ball 1. Doubleheader action for these teams tomorrow right here at Washington Field. Tuskegee trying to slide its way through this first one of the series. Powell with the pitch. Sidearmed on that one and threw that one out of the zone. 2-0 pitch. And that one low. So quickly behind in the count is the freshman Richard Powell. Powell coming off that Pitcher of the Week award for the SIACs. Pitches that one, it shoots a foul. That one down the left field line does Matthews to make it 3-1. Had a pitch he liked there, tried to turn on it, but he turned it too much. So 3-1 now. Powell with the delivery. This one shot out to center field on a rope and down for a base hit, and misplaying that one out in center field was Saffold. He'll have to run all the way to the base of the fence now. They'll get it in play and head it over to third base. Here comes the throw, and sliding in at third, it'll be Matthews or McMillan's for the Golden Bears to get it over to the third base. Started out as a single into center field, but Saffold just overran the baseball. And Mellon's able to go all the way to third as a result. So the miscue out in center field poses a threat for the Golden Tigers. And at the plate now, it's Camden Matthews. Gavin Millions at third base. Matthews there, he singled his last time up, and the first pitch to him is a ball. Powell delivers. This one shot out to first base. Scott Williams backhands, flips it across the diamond. Chasing there is Powell to make that play there, but that is enough to drive Millions home on the ball hit to the opposite side of the infield by Matthews. So Matthews does a good job there on the fielder's choice down the first base line to score that run to make it 10-3. And that will bring up Brandon Leroy, the catcher. So base is clear now. Powell with the pitch. This one swung on, chopped left of the bag at third and foul. Leroy, he scored as he shoots one out in the left field, down on a rope and down in the corner. He may be thinking too there as he makes the turn, and he will get into second base standing up with the double for the Golden Bears of Miles College. So back-to-back hits there by Brandon Leroy, and he's back on the base pads again, this time with a double. And Richard Powell at the mound now, coming back from the base of it. He's trying to retrieve that baseball down in left field, but Tuskegee's going to let him, no question about this, have his way. He's got a commanding lead even at 10-3. He wanted to end this ball game perhaps early, but even if it goes beyond into some other innings, he'll likely stay out there on that mound. Throw back to second base, just trying to chase Leroy back there. Scoreboard showing just one out, but no, it's two here in the top of the fifth. This one chopped on and foul ball. This one outside of third base as well. So reset here. No balls, one strike. Copen at the plate, takes a curveball. And that one just inside and off the plate for a ball. That'll make it 1-1. And here's the pitch curveball. This one looped out to deep left field, and they got all of that one. I think that was going to leave the ballpark, and it will. So driven deep out to left field, and that'll be Nick Copen with the two-run homer for the Golden Bears. And Miles College got in front of a fastball and able to knock that one deep to left field to clear the bases. So Copen not satisfied with what he did on the mound, but got to be happy what he did from the plate there with the two-run homer for the Golden Bears of Miles College. So he'll clear the bases. And that'll make it a 10-5 lead for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee after the 2-run shot by Copen. Copen on the regular season, that's his second home run. And now the Golden Bears threatening here in the top of the 5th. They put across 3 here to make it 10-5. 2 down for the freshman pitcher, Richard Powell. And pitching coach out at the mound talking to him now to try to get him through the top of this inning for Tuskegee. There won't be any kind of changes as it relates to Powell coming off the field, but trying to work its way into a situation where we can get this final out. At the plate for the Golden Bears of Miles College, they'll go with Bobo Barnes, the freshman from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, substituted in their lineup. He'll replace Kobe King at the plate for them. And the first pitch delivered by Powell was a ball to start Bobo Barnes. Barnes, .292 batting average for the Golden Bears. Powell rocks and fires with that pitch, and this one off the plate, and he falls behind Barnes. 2 balls, no strikes. Powell trying to summon the will to get out of this inning. Fastball on the inside side, and Barnes misses that to take the count to 2-1. Powell on a 2-1. Swung on and missed by Barnes to even the count at 2-2. So the Golden Bears have come off the deck of sorts. They cut the deficit to 10-5. Curveball bounced up there by Powell, and we're in a full count now with 3-2 as Barnes sets back in. Three across for Miles here in the top of the 5th. Powell with the 3-2, chopped on and wide of first base. Barnes late on the swing, but stays alive. Three-two delivery coming here for Powell, and Tuskegee trying to get off the field here. 3-2 pitch. Chopped up the middle, knocked down by Powell at the mound. He'll run with gloveless there and flips it over to Williams at first base to get the final out. That baseball knocked the glove free of Powell on the mound, but the freshman able to knock it down, pick it up, and chase in and run about halfway the first on the flip to retire. Golden Bears here in the top of the 5th, but the Golden Bears, they cut it to a 10-5 lead, and Tuskegee now coming back to the plate. Maybe the end of the line for Powell. We'll see if he returns in the 6th, but Tuskegee with the bats now, bottom of the 5th after the break.
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game. Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make the level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Back live at Washington Field, you see the scoreboard. That tells the story. Tuskegee leads at 10-5 over the Golden Bears of Miles College. And the Golden Bears will send the freshman Cameron Warren back to the mound. And Tuskegee threatening with an early close to this ball game, but they gave up a few runs here in the top of the 5th, and the Golden Bears right back in it. And for Tuskegee, looks like they're going to be going back to the top of the order. Nicholas Pratt flew out to center field to end the bottom of the fourth for Tuskegee. 3 across for Miles in the top of the fifth. So that'll bring John Saffold back up to the plate for Tuskegee. Saffold scored in the third for Tuskegee. Lined out in the second inning. And he'll step back in. So the Golden Bears of Miles College with 2 in the fourth, 3 here in the fifth. Tuskegee 6 in the first, 2 in the second, and 2 in the third. A lot more comfortable if they can get a little bit more space in terms of the scoring here against the Golden Bears. Don't know if that was the end of the line for the freshman pitcher, Richard Powell. We'll find out after Tuskegee takes the field, but we'll see what they do here at the plate first. It'll be Saffold, Slaughter, and Morrow batting for the Golden Tigers to start the bottom of the fifth. Head coach Milton Barney Jr. looking down. Down the first base line, talking to the referee down that way. Nancy Rumbert. And that pitch is up and out of the zone on Saffold. So John, to start things off here, takes another pitch high in the zone. And Saffold ahead early in the count against Cameron Warren for the Golden Bears. And that pitch, a 4-pitch walk there for Saffold to get things going here in the top of the fifth for Tuskegee. There was an infraction called here before that first pitch. And it looks like head coach Milton Barney is going to go to the mound now, maybe making a pitching change. We'll see. I think he may have been trying to come out the first time around, and he got out in the field of play, and he charged the ball to the Golden Bears of Miles College to drop Cameron Warren in the hole, and he then threw 3 straight balls to John Saffold, and John's aboard for Tuskegee. Let's take a look at the conference there at the mound for the Golden Bears of Miles College. And that will be the end of the line for Cameron Warren for the Golden Bears of Miles College. Tuskegee leads it 10-5 over the Golden Bears of Miles College. We'll get to the pitching change for the Golden Bears after the timeout.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Be the you you've always wanted to be. Wind Creek Casino. It's your kind of fabulous.
10-5 lead for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee over the Golden Bears of Miles College. Pitching change for Coach Milton Barney and the Golden Bears of Miles College. They're going to go with the senior from Scottsboro, Georgia, Cameron Matthews. Matthews started the ball game at first base. He will come on the mound, so that means that Nick Copen will take his place at first base. Let's take a look at the numbers on Cameron Matthews. ERA of 5.11. 1 win, no losses on the season for him. This will be his 10th appearance on the campaign. He's got 6 saves for the Golden Bears of Miles College. 12 and a third innings work for him on the mound. 11 hits, 8 runs. 8 of those runs, 7 were earned. 7 base on balls, 15 strikeouts. He's given up 2 doubles, and teams are batting .324 against him from the mound. So it's Cameron Matthews, the senior from Scottsboro, taking over the ball for the Golden Bears of Miles College at first base for Tuskegee. John Saffold leading off this inning. He drew a walk. And now it'll be James Slaughter coming to the plate for Tuskegee. James out on a fielder's choice his last time up. Scored in the first and second inning for Tuskegee. And Tuskegee starting this bottom of the fifth, leading 10-5. I believe those are all the changes up to this point. The referee trying to make sure that Chadwick Hall is abreast of those changes. Brian Gill behind the plate, and Nuncy Rembert at the field calling this baseball game. As James Slaughter gets set to check in the box for Tuskegee. Slaughter, the senior from Huntsville, Alabama, leads the team in steals, 21 of 21, perfect on the season for Tuskegee. Also tied for first in doubles, going on that first play in the pitch, and they ring up the stealing Saffold at second base. They say that he was picked off on the steal down at second. They were going immediately on that play, and a good catch there from behind by Brandon Leroy to pop out and threw a dart down to second base, and Saffold is caught stealing here in the bottom of the fifth. So he's retired, one down here in the bottom of the fifth, and at the plate is James Slaughter. Slaughter took that first pitch, which is in for a strike, to make it 1-1. And here's the pitch. This one swatted, line down the line. That's a fair ball. Turning the corner now with Slaughter headed into second base, digging there. He'll round the bag. It looks like they got trouble getting it out of there. He'll come into third, sliding in, and he's safe there. And Slaughter in with a triple there for Tuskegee. Hit a rope down the line, right on the chalk down into the corner. And Millen has had a problem picking it up down in the corner, and Slaughter just on his bicycle there took it all the way over to third base, so he's in with a triple. And Tuskegee back in business now. At the plate, it'll be Ryan Morrow with one down here, and Slaughter at third. Matthews in the stretch and the pitch, squaring the bunt. And Matthews missed on the first attempt for strike one. I'm trying to see if they could squeeze that runner in. Matthews will set again. No balls, one strike, one down, bottom of the fifth. Here's a pitch, squaring again. Still can't find the contact on the baseball, so strike two on Ryan Morrow. Likely they'll take it off now and have him swinging away with 0-2 the count. Matthews from the rubber. And the pitch. Curveball, and that's called strike three. Morrow tried the bunt a couple of times in that sequence, missed on those opportunities, and took a pitch there on the corner for strike three. So he's retired. Two down here in the bottom of the fifth. And that'll bring up Alex Glass. Glass, the third baseman for Tuskegee, looking to see if he can push this runner across at third base. Takes the first pitch in for a strike there from Matthews. Matthews at 6'3", 215 pounds. Different type delivery from Cameron Warren that they saw Tuskegee did prior to Matthews taking over. Matthews kind of a straight over the top pitcher, curveball there, up top and out of the zone. Scott Williams on deck for Tuskegee would be next if they can get something going here with two down. Third base occupied by James Slaughter after a triple. This pitch swung on and missed by Alex Glass. Matthews bringing some heat on the fastballs and threw that one right by Glass. So he's ahead in the count, 1-2, two down here in the bottom of the fifth. And here's a pitch. That one up top for ball two. Alex Glass with the triple down in the left corner. He's standing at third. Tuskegee leads by 5. Trying to add to that. Matthews pitch, curveball swung on, fouled and popped out of play right side. So they'll redo it, 2-2. And Matthews surveying the pitches on his wrist. called off a couple of them. Now sets on the rubber. 2-2 delivery. He sets, squares, and fires. This one swatted and fouled out of play once again by Alex Glass. Alex staying alive, but having some difficulty catching up with that fast ball. Two. Matthews still going through the sequence of pitches on his watch and squares. This one shot out to center field. A gapper there. That was going to be way toward the fence line and running it down with an over-the-shoulder catch. No, he's not able to come up with it. Threats was out, or Williams out in center field, not able to come up with that play. He's saying that he caught it, but the officials not agreeing with that. He was way out there in center field. Maybe he tried to deke that a little bit as he was over his shoulder and running with his back toward the infield, toward the fence line, and it got behind him and all the way over to the third base is Glass, and Glass brings in Slaughter after he knocks the triple beyond the arms of Williams out in center field. So he decoyed it for just a minute. Thought he may have had a catch over the shoulder running back toward center field, but just could not pull it in. Tuskegee gets one of the runs back here after the drive to center field by Glass. Scott Williams there at the plate now. And Scott takes that first pitch in for a strike. Matthews winds and pitches. This one high and out of the zone down at third base. Alex Glass giving a look there, hoping one will get by the catcher Brandon Leroy and be able to come home on that. Matthews still going through his pitch sequence on his wristwatch. Winds and fires. That one out of the zone. Williams took that for a ball. That's an 0-2 count, or 2 balls, no strikes on Scott Williams. And here's a pitch, curveball tight on the inside. And they call that on the inside, and that was strike 3. So Williams quickly strikes out there. Didn't get a sequence on those first couple of strikes that were called, but Scott strikes out here to in the bottom of the 5th. Tuskegee able to push a run across, though, by virtue of the triple from Alex Glass. They extend their lead to 11-5, and we'll take a timeout here on GTSN. Back live here at Washington Field. Tuskegee with an 11-5 lead after another run here in the bottom of the 5th. Now we go into 6th inning action, and back on the mound for the Golden Tigers is Richard Powell, the freshman. So he will be geared up to go here in the 6th. And Coach Hall and the rest of the coaching staff, sure they're going to keep a close eye on him here. See if he still remains sharp enough, depending on what he does with these first few batters here at the top of the 6th may dictate how long they stay with him. To start the top of the 6th, it'll be Blaine Bradford to the plate for the Golden Bears of Miles College. Bradford flew out to right field his last time up. And Tuskegee with an 11-5 lead over the Golden Bears of Miles College. It'll be Bradford, then back to the top of their order with Pearson and Threats. So the freshmen set to go back into action on the mound for Tuskegee. They picked up that run in the bottom of the 5th. I'm sure that helped the cause in the decision to send him back out there as well. Powell with the pitch. This one over for a strike to start Bradford. Bradford, the second baseman for the Golden Bears, takes a look at this one. Half-hearted swing at that one and chops it foul right side. Just over the GTSN sprint van to the right. Get those production guys off of their seats in that van. As that one sails out of the strike zone for 1-2. 1-2 by Powell. This one chopped on, popped up on the infield. Scott Williams calling for it. Now called off by the second baseman Ryan Morrow, and Morrow makes the catch behind second base for out number 1. So Bradford retired. And back to the top we go. And that's Jordan Pearson. Pearson instead it won't be him, it'll be Bobo Barnes. Barnes were inserted for him in the lineup in the last inning. So Barnes to bat here. Took the first pitch for a ball. Powell worked so quickly at the mound. That one trying to find that same location on a fastball. They missed their early 0-2 count to Barnes. Barnes lined out right to Powell at the mound as he tried a curveball this time, and they bounce it up there. And the count now to 3-0. And that'll send Samarian Ward out to the mound for a quick chat with Powell. Not sure if they were on sequence as it relates to that pitch. May have been looking for a fastball, but that one bounced up there on an attempted curve. So Barnes steps in. 3 balls, no strikes. Powell set to deliver. Chopped on, a little squibbler at the second base. Morrow throws it over to Scott to retire Barnes. Good job by Ryan to stay on that ball there that was dribbled on the grass. Sometimes that thing takes a funny hop, but he's able to stay with it and get the out. So that will retire Barnes on the putout to second base on the ground ball. So 2 down here in the top of the 6th. And at the plate for the Golden Bears, it'll be Pearson in the lineup. So beg your pardon, it was Barnes taking the place of Williams in the lineup at the bottom of their lineup. And now it's Pearson in the box. So 2 down here. Tuskegee with an 11-5 lead. Powell with the pitch. Swatted on, and this one out of play right side. Bottom of the 6th, Tuskegee will be sending up Jabari Johnson, Samarian Ward, and Nicholas Pratt will be the 3 for head coach Chadwick Hall. Right now trying to hold things right where they are, and a swing and a miss there by Pearson on a low curveball from Powell. 2 down. We're at the top of the 6th here at Washington Field. First of a 3-game series. That pitch bounced up there by Powell to make it 2-2. Powell came in with a 5.2 ERA in this ball game. Change of pace there and sending Pearson down to one knee for the strikeout to end the top of the 6th. Good pitch there by Powell, his first strikeout since early in this ball game to retire the side for the Golden Bears here in the top of the 6th. We head to the bottom with Tuskegee leading 11-5.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game. Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make the level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
Back live here at Washington Field. Beg your pardon. Scott Williams struck out to end the bottom of the 5th for Tuskegee. So it'll be Devin Lee starting here in the bottom of the 6th for Tuskegee, followed by Jabari Johnson, then Samarian Ward and Nicholas Pratt, if any of those get on. But right now on the mound, it's Camden Matthews, the senior, who's taken over for Cameron Warren, the freshman. And Tuskegee stung him for 1 run in the previous inning, trying to see if they can't get to him here in the bottom of the 6th to pad their 11-5 lead, as Devin Lee will come to the plate. Devin grounded out to the shortstop his last time up. Lee, the sophomore from Atlanta, Georgia, .268 batting average, came in 19 of 71 batting for Tuskegee to start this ball game. 21 RBI on the season for Devin Lee. Second team All-SIAC player for Tuskegee at shortstop. He's set to step in here at the bottom of the 6th. Matthews from the rubber fires, and this one off the plate, and looks like Devin was able to hold off. Did they ask for help from first base? They did, but the first base umpire says it was no swing. So 1 ball, no strikes to Devin Lee, as Matthews in full windup with the pitch. This one with pace, but off the plate for ball 2. Matthews fires, change of pace, and he got the pitch over there with a good change up there to make it 1 ball, 2 balls, 1 strike after that fastball, or change of pace on a little change up there by him. Nice disguise there. Devin looks like he was taking all the way anyway on that pitch, but a good pitch by Matthews nonetheless. Pitch count down to about 5 now, and Matthews fires. This one swung on and missed by Devin Lee. Gotta like that sequence by Matthews. Slow things up on the pitch prior to that and came back with the gas right down the middle of the plate to get Lee swinging. 2-2. Just underway here, bottom of the 6th. 2-2 pitch. That one low and bounced up there to take the count to full at 3-2. Golden Bears coming into this ball game against the Golden Bears of Miles College, or against the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, splitting against Spring Hill. This one swung on and missed by Lee and struck out there. Good pitch sequence there by Matthews to retire Devin Lee to start the bottom of the 6th. So that'll bring up Jabari Johnson now. Johnson scored in the 1st. Got a base on balls in the 4th. Stole a base there. Tuskegee able to push across a run in that frame. And Johnson against Matthews. Matthews with the pitch. Down the middle for strike 1. Matthews, fastball with a little bit more velocity than they were seeing from Cameron Warren. So Tuskegee's got to get those bats geared up now for a faster pace. Curveball, and that over for a strike. Matthews checking his pitch device once again. Ready. 0-2 pitch. That one swatted on by Jabari Johnson and missed. Second strikeout in a row there for Matthews. Tuskegee really trying to find their rhythm on Matthews from the mound. And so far they have not been able to do it. Got that triple from James Slaughter in the 5th. That plated a run for Tuskegee. But outside of that, the batters have been a little bit off rhythm with that speed by Matthews. Stepping in now is Samarian Ward, and Ward looks at ball 1 from Matthews. Bottom of the 6th here. It'll be Threats and Millions and Matthews, the 3 for Coach Barney and Miles when they come back to the plate. Matthews with the pitch, curveball. Got it across the plate, but too high when it crossed. So it's ball 2 to Samarian Ward. Matthews, this time the curveball finds the zone for strike 1. Went right back to the same pitch, just got it into the right zone. 2 down here, bottom of the 6th inning. Tuskegee with an 11-5 lead. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed by Ward. Matthews and Leroy really setting the sequence there in terms of their pitch selection. Change of pace in the gas, and now another curveball there, and halfway walking toward the dugout. That time was Matthews. He thought he had the call strike. Instead, the count goes full at 3-2. See if they go back to the curveball again. 3-2, the fastball instead, and they retire Ward. So 3 strikeouts in this bottom frame for the Golden Bears of Miles College. We head into the 7th with Tuskegee leading it 11-5. More baseball after the timeout.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Be the you you've always wanted to be. Wind Creek Casino. It's your kind of fabulous.
Hey, Tuskegee fans, I'm Reginald Ruffin, Director of Athletics, and you are listening to the Golden Tiger Sports Network. Go to you.
Back live here at Washington Field. Things getting a little cooler here in the Tuskegee air. Tuskegee cooling off a little bit with the bats as well. They lead 11-5, and Tuskegee now into the top of the 7th. It looks like they're going to stay with the freshman Richard Powell. Powell scattered these 5 runs over these first 6 innings. Trying to produce another good outing for Tuskegee, trying to see if he can't go the distance of this baseball game. He was named SIC Pitcher of the Week last week for doing the same thing against Kentucky State. 10 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 2 base on balls in that outing against Kentucky State, the longest outing of any pitcher for Tuskegee during the season. So we'll see if he can continue here. As we are in the top of the 7th, Tuskegee up by 6, and the Golden Bears will send up Casey Threats, the shortstop, settle in the box. Threats grounded out to Powell at the mound last time up. First pitch inside and off the plate for ball 1. Powell with the pitch. That one outside. Trying to change that location. They started in the middle of the plate and tried to go to the corner. Missed on both. Count 2 balls, no strikes. Powell this time finds the middle of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike with that delivery. Threats flew out in the 3rd and then grounded out to the pitcher in the last inning. And a count now 3-1 on a missed pitch there from Powell. Very important for Richard to retire these batters early here in the top of the 7th to stay around. This time swatted on a line drive catch there at 3rd base by Alex Glass. It's a hard shot, but Alex right there on the spot to squeeze it for the out. So Threats retired on the line out to Glass at 3rd. That'll bring up Gavin Millions. Millions takes the first pitch for a strike from Powell. Good start for the freshman there on Millions. Millions, last time up, he singled, came around to score for the Golden Bears. Pitch this time off the plate and a little in the dirt. Count to 1-1. Powell kicking up some dirt there on the mound. Trying to make sure that that landing is smooth for him. And here comes a 1-1 delivery. This one chopped on high, chopper at short. They'll have to wait on this one. Lee fields, fires across the diamond. Williams scoops it up for out number 2. Good patient play there by Devin Lee. He's familiar with the hops here at Washington Field. Let that one settle, grabbed it, and fired over for the out. So Millions is retired. And that'll bring up Camden Matthews. Matthews on the mound now. And first pitch to him is just off the plate for ball 1. Crowd wanting a strike on that one. Matthews aboard on a fielder's choice last time around. Two down here, top of the 7th, 2 balls, no strikes. To Matthews, here's the pitch, swung on and missed. May have been ball 3, but that one's low, but Powell able to get away with it. Matthews chasing almost in the dirt. That'll make it 2-1, 2 down, top of the 7th. Rocks and fires, says Powell. That one up and off the plate for ball 3. And Matthews able to get the walk as Powell misses on that 3-1 pitch. So he's aboard, 2 down. And that'll bring up Brandon Leroy, the catcher. So Matthews gets the walk. Leroy up there, he doubled his last time up. So Powell got to be careful here. 2 down. Runner at first. He'll be from the stretch. And Tuskegee desperately wants to retire Brandon Leroy here on this sequence. Powell peering over his shoulder at Matthews now in the stretch and delivers to the plate. This one over for a strike. Late call there from the umpire to get that call. Looked at it and decided it was there for the strike. 0-1 to Leroy. Here's the pitch. This one up and out of the zone. Throw back to first base. Close there, but Matthews scampers back. 1-1. And Leroy will step back in. Powell back on the rubber. Top of the 7th. Tuskegee with an 11-5 lead as Powell throws back over the first base. Don't think there's any real threat of Matthews going there. The throw back again to chase him back. And Matthews stepping off again. Another close throw at first base. At the plate, 1-1 to Leroy. And here's the pitch. This one chopped on and popped up, coming in from left field, giving a hard chase there. And the catch going to be made out in left field by Pratt for Tuskegee. Pratt was going out there, and so was Devin Lee. And finally, Pratt called off Lee to make the catch. So that'll retire the Golden Bears here in the top of the 7th. Tuskegee with an 11-5 lead, and they will be coming back to the plate when we return on GTSN. Back live here at Washington Field. Tuskegee with an 11-5 lead. And looks like we've got a new pitcher on the mound now for the Golden Bears of Miles College. It'll be the junior Gavin Millions. Millions started this ball game out in left field, but now he's on the mound, the junior from Tuskegee, Georgia. Millions, 3.86 ERA. No decisions on the season thus far. This will be his 5th appearance. Has 1 save for the Golden Bears on the campaign. 4 2/3 innings pitched for the junior. He's given up 4 hits, 5 runs, 4 base on balls, and 3 strikeouts for the junior. And the Millions turning in the glove from left field to go on the mound now for the Golden Bears. Tuskegee will have, I think they're going back to the top. It'll be Nicholas Pratt to lead off here in the bottom of the 7th for Tuskegee. And Pratt then back to the top of the order with Saffold and Slaughter. 11-5 lead for the Golden Tigers. Conference action this afternoon. Tuskegee 9-15 overall, 6-9 in conference play. Golden Bears 15-8-1 overall, and they're 10-3 in SIAC play. Golden Bears predicted to finish 5th in the conference. Tuskegee predicted to finish 8th. Right now, TU at 10th, Miles at 3rd. And the top 8 at the end of the regular season go to the SIAC tournament. Nicholas Pratt set to step in for Tuskegee. Tripled back in the 3rd, flew out to center field in the 4th. Millions set for his first pitch of the ball game. Nicholas ready in the box, and here we are. This one chopped on and popped up. Back our way and out of play. Just behind us. So strike one on Nicholas Pratt. Pratt, the junior from Atlanta, 283 batting average. Million. He rocks and he fires. Pitch is low and in the dirt for ball 1. Tuskegee with an 11-5 lead. TU got 6 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. Then they picked up 1 in the 5th. Millions from the stretch and the pitch. That one off the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. Tuskegee trying to get something going here in the bottom of the 7th to pad that 11-5 lead. That one high and off the plate. Pratt watches that one sail, and the count goes to 3-1. Million missed on that one upstairs as well. So back to the top of the order now. John Saffold sets a step in. Saffold got aboard on a walk in the 5th, but got caught stealing second base. Saffold, the junior from Birmingham, 366 batting average. Million in the stretch now again as Pratt is at first base. Swings at that first pitch and drives one deep to center field. Circling back toward the base of the fence line is Williams with the catch, or out there in center field for the Golden Bears, Miles College. I think that's Williams still out there for them, out in center field, and he'll make that grab. Deep fly ball there by Saffold, but he is retired, and Pratt stays put at first. So 1 down, bottom of the 7th, and James Slaughter steps in. Million with the pitch. Slaughter taking all the way. First pitch in there for a strike from Million. Pratt at first after drawing the walk. Drew a throw there from Millions from the mound, stretching his lead a little bit at first. And the pitch, squaring the bunt, taking it off the plate. And a balk call there on Millions. So Millions guilty of the balk, and that will send Pratt down to second base for Tuskegee. Second balk of this ball game by the Golden Bear pitching staff. Slaughter in the box. Millions surveys. Now to the plate. Squaring a bunt. Nice bunt by him. That'll chase Millions. I don't think he's going to have a play anywhere on that one. They had to freeze the third baseman, Pearson, because coming that way on the play was Slaughter. And he's able to get in at third on a good bunt there down the line. Pratt, that is able to get over to third base after that good bunt by Slaughter for Tuskegee. So he's aboard on a base hit on the bunt, and pushed over to third goes Pratt after he got down to second on a balk. So now at the plate, Ryan Morrow, a chance with runners at the corners. First pitch is called a strike, and taking second base was Slaughter on that steal. So now Slaughter at second and Pratt at third. That pitch just lingering on the corner of the plate and called a strike on Ryan Morrow. So Million set to go to work. Here's his pitch. Chopped on and fouled back behind us to the right. No balls, 2 strikes on Morrow for Tuskegee. Bottom of the 7th. Pratt at third. Slaughter at second. Here's the pitch. Swung on, chopped to the shortstop. Threats Fields, fires across the diamond. And they get the run at first base, but scoring on the play for Tuskegee is Pratt for the Golden Tigers. So good job there by Morrow to push that run across. He's retired on the throw across the diamond, but he got that runner across now. And at the plate, Alex Glass. And at third base is James Slaughter. Millions with the pitch. Glass swings at that pitch and fouls it off right side, just wide of first base. Scott Williams on deck for Tuskegee as Alex steps back in. Tuskegee with a 12-5 lead now. Millions winds and pitches, bounces that one up there, and that got away, and that'll come right to the plate. And an easy score there by Slaughter for Tuskegee after the pass ball. So Tuskegee takes his lead now to 13-5. And staying in there is Glass for Tuskegee, but the base is clear. 2 down here, bottom of the 7th. And that pitch is up and out of the zone. Milligan sets again, 2-1 pitch. That one same location, out of the zone to 3-1. 2 down here, bottom of the 7th. Tuskegee with the 13-5 lead. And this time they find the zone going a little bit lower with a strike to take the count full at 3-2. Alex steps back in. Glass with a great defensive effort for Tuskegee in this ball game. Swings at one, this one at threats. He handles a high hop, fires across the diamond for out number 3. Tuskegee, though, comes across with 2 here in the bottom of the 7th to extend their lead to 13-5. And we'll take a break here on GTSN.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game. Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make the level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
Golden Tiger fans, I'm Anthony Holloman, Commissioner of the SIAC, and this is Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Thank you, Commissioner Anthony Holloman. Fabulous job with the SIAC. The job's not really that difficult when you have good quality schools like the member schools of the SIAC, one of the leading conferences in all of collegiate sports. Anthony Holloman doing a fabulous job, though. Tuskegee right now leading at 13-5. Not too bad of a job here over the Golden Bears of Miles College. We head to the top of the 8th. Tuskegee with the lead. They send the freshman Richard Powell back out to the mound. And they'll send him to the mound against Nick Copen. Copen last time up hit a 2-run shot over the left field fence to give the Golden Bears a tighter look at this ball game. But since then, Tuskegee is able to rally with a couple of punts of their own to stretch their lead back to 13-5. Powell with the first pitch, this time a pop-up and ranging toward the Golden Bear dugout and over the top of it. Scott Williams gave a long look there, actually running into the dugout, but back to the field of play now. Copen at 6-5. Into the box, Powell with the curveball. This one on the ground, trying to pick it up on the play, but not able to do it is Devin Lee, and that one out in the left field. Don't believe Devin would have had a throw even if he comes up with that baseball. And Copen will be on for the second time in the ball game, this time with a single down outside the range of Devin Lee, the shortstop. So at the plate now for the Golden Bears of Tuskegee, it's Barnes. And that one skips up there at the mound from Powell, and that would allow Copen to take second base. So Barnes back up at the plate. Struck out his last time up. One ball, one strike. Copen at second. Here's the pitch. Swings and misses there. One ball, two strikes. Copen stays put at second. Powell peers back in, now sets with the pitch. This one off the plate. Got blocked there behind the plate by Ward to slide over in front of that one. Copen stays put at second. Count goes to 2-2. Top of the 8th, nobody out. Copen got on, got a single, pass ball at second. Here's the pitch. This one swatted out, and this time over the outstretched arms of Alex Glass at third. Copen coming around. He'll score easily for the Golden Bears, and sliding in with the double for the Golden Bears of Miles College is Bobo Barnes. So Barnes able to deliver there with a double down the left field line. And Copen scores. That'll make it 13-6, and to the plate for the Golden Bears now comes Blaine Bradford. Bradford flew out on a little pop-up there to the second baseman his last time up. But this time he'll come to the plate with a man in scoring position at second, and a curveball over for a strike on the inside corner from Powell. Another pitch there, inside corner, same result. Good strike there by Powell, this time with the fastball. Ahead in the count, 0 balls, 2 strikes. Pierce, Barnes at second. Here's the pitch. This one on the ground to the shortstop. Lee Fields fires across the diamond. Williams there for the catch for out number 1 here in the top of the 8th as Barnes has to stay put. So at the plate now is Miles Wessels. Wessels replacing Williams out in center field. Swings at the first pitch and comes up empty. Wessels, a freshman from Florissant, Missouri. 167 batting average. Took over out in center field. Curveball. This one eye level and ball 1. Get that pitch down just a little bit towards the chest level. You got a nice strike on your hands there. Instead, ball 1, 1-1, 1 down, top of the 8th. Barnes down at second. Here's the pitch. This one chopped on and fouled out of play by Wessels. So he's down in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Powell peering back at Barnes at second. Now toward the plate. Curveball. Boy, wanted that call there that the battery awards, and Powell, they didn't get it. Count goes to 2-2 instead. Wessels at 6-1. At 5-9, that's a strike. This one chopped on and dove and picked up there nicely at third base by Glass. Across the diamond to Williams for the out at first base. How about that defensive gem there by Alex Glass at third? Sliding to the surface, gloved it, and got the throw across the diamond, and looked Barnes back in the process. Good work by Tuskegee defensively. 2 down here, top of the 8th. That'll bring Jordan Pearson back to the plate for the Golden Bears. Thought he was substituted for Barnes, but Barnes down in that lineup substituted, took Colby out of the lineup for them. King. 1 ball to Pearson. Pearson struck out in the 6th. 2 down here, top of the 8th. Powell with the pitch, bounced it up there, but another good block by Samarian Ward behind the plate for Tuskegee. Powell trying to give a good start to the Golden Tigers in this series against Miles College. 2 tomorrow between these teams right here at Washington Field. Pitch, that's a strike there by Powell. That'll make it 1-1. Or correction, 2 balls, 1 strike on Wessels, or Pearson that is, at the plate. And the 2-1 delivery by Powell. Curveball inside, 3-1. Freshman peering in from the stretch. There it is, chopped wide of third base, and that'll make the count full at 3-2. 2 down here, top of the 8th inning. Tuskegee leading it 13-6. Copen scored after a double by Barnes, who's down at second. Powell on a 3-2 curveball, and that's called strike 3. They just left him hanging. Pearson couldn't do anything with that one. Just watched that one sailed by for the strikeout. How about Powell finishing up the top of the 8th there in good fashion with a strikeout? A lot of energy by him. Likely to see him in the 9th. Tuskegee leads 13-6 over the Golden Bears of Miles College. More baseball after the timeout on GTSN.
Hi, Tuskegee fans. I am Dietrich Randall, your head softball coach. Thank you for listening to the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Back live here at Washington Field. Tuskegee with a 13-6 lead over the Golden Bears of Miles College. Bottom of the 8th we go. Tuskegee in this bottom of the 8th will send up Scott Williams. And Scott will be followed by Devin Lee and Jabari Johnson, the 3 for head coach Chadwick Hall. And the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. You heard Coach Dietrich Randall on our promo for GTSN. Will be at the softball field tomorrow for Tuskegee softball and a doubleheader against the Lady Badgers of Spring Hill. Both teams coming into that ball game on 10-game conference win streaks on the line. And somebody's streak's going to be broken tomorrow at the softball complex. We'll have the coverage for you live on GTSN. Millions starts that sequence with a pitch down low, and Scott Williams takes that one down low for ball 1. Millions quickly back to work again. Ground ball onto the shortstop, scooped up there by Threats across the diamond, and Scott Williams retired by Threats at shortstop. And correction on that at shortstop, now Bobo Barnes in the field there for the Golden Bears of Miles College. So Barnes with that put out. Williams retired. That'll bring up Devin Lee. Left-handed hitting shortstop for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Millions with the first pitch. This one off the plate and back to the backstop. TU with 13-6 lead. Here's the pitch. This one chopped on to the first baseman and over the head of Copen at first base. Copen squaring, getting low to the surface there, and that one hopped right over his head and down into right field. So aboard on the base hit is Devin Lee. Jabari Johnson now comes to the plate for Tuskegee. Jabari, the sophomore from Douglasville, Georgia. .345 batting average for him coming into today's play. Johnson scored in the first. Got a walk there in the second inning. Got another walk in the fourth. And he struck out in the sixth. Swings at the first pitch. This one, Barnes at shortstop, has the range to his right. Throw pulls the bag, pulls Copen off of the bag at first base. So Tuskegee with runners aboard as Johnson gets aboard on a base hit. Just hit that one in the right spot between third and short. So runners at first. First and second. Millions with the pitch. At the plate, it's Cimmerian Ward for Tuskegee. And chopped on this one wide of third base and foul. So we'll go back to that play from a couple of plays ago where it was Bobo Barnes who made the play, but Barnes is at third base and he cut across at shortstop with Threat still out there to make that play. It was Scott Williams that was running on that play. Just want to make sure we got the scoring on that right. At the plate, this one having to lean back out of the play on that one was Ward, as the pitch was high by Millions. One down here in the bottom of the eighth. Tuskegee with runners at second and first, leading 13-6. Millions with the pitch. Curveball looped out into left field. Will it get down? And it will. They have to play it on a hop. And then they'll bring it in on the play. Runners only able to go station to station that time. But a good solid base hit out in the left field by Cimmerian Ward to keep the line moving for Tuskegee. So Tuskegee with back-to-back base hits. And they have the bases loaded now. Lee at third, Johnson at second, and Ward now at first. And head coach Chadwick Hall having a word with Nicholas Pratt, who's coming to the plate. Pratt tripled back in the third. See if he can work some of that magic here. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it off straight behind us. Sacks full of Golden Tigers. They lead 13-6. Millions with the pitch. Curveball got past Pratt at the plate and back to the base of the wall. So Nicholas quickly behind. No balls, 2 strikes with one down here in the bottom of the eighth. Millions with the pitch. This one low and making it 2-2 on the count. I think that ball must have been tipped by Nicholas on the previous pitch. This one off the plate and the count now to 2-2. So at third base, Tuskegee, Devin Lee should have easily walked home on that one, but had been called a tip ball on the swing. 2-2, and here's the delivery by Millions, and that's called strike 3. Pratt obviously looking for something else. Didn't get it, but he got a strike thrown by Millions, and he's retired. So 2 down here for Tuskegee in the bottom of the eighth, and they'll go back to the top of the order with John Saffold. John flew out to center field his last time up. Millions quickly to work. First pitch. That's high for ball 1. Tuskegee with the bases loaded, trying to see if they can add another run here. Timeout called. And Saffold trying to get set in the box. Million ready to work quickly. John wasn't quite ready for Tuskegee. Now we're all set. Here's the pitch. That one off the plate for ball 2. That one kind of held up there for just a moment by Brandon Leroy on the throw back. Ready to string some kind of disapproval of the call. Non-verbal. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's a pitch. This one they'll get the call on a pitch from Millions, 2-1. Quickly to work. This one chopped past the third baseman, Threats, and out in the left field. So Tuskegee with a couple more runs headed toward the plate. Streaking right in behind Lee was Jabari Johnson. So Tuskegee with 2 more aboard across after the single by Saffold for Tuskegee. So Slaughter to the plate now. And Tuskegee pushes his lead 15-6. The way they really wanted to answer the Golden Bears when they allowed a couple of runs by them in some of the middle innings. But back on task with the bats. James Ward in the box. 2 down here, bottom of the 8th. Tuskegee 2 across already in this inning. Ward swings on that pitch, pops it up. Catcher calling for it here and out of play, and squeezing it is Brandon Leroy for out number 3. But Tuskegee registers a couple of more runs here in the bottom of the 8th, and we go into the 9th. Tuskegee with a 15-6 lead.
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game. Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make the level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
We head into the top of the 9th. Tuskegee with a 15-6 lead over the Golden Bears of Miles College. And you guessed it, the freshman Richard Powell back out on the mound for the Golden Tigers to try to finish things up for TU. If he's able to do that, it'll be his 2nd complete ball game in a row for the Golden Tigers. Did the same thing to earn Pitcher of the Week honors for the SIAC last week with the win over the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State. It really started something good for the freshman at Tuskegee to get back-to-back complete games and a win. Casey Threats comes to the plate to start the top of the 9th for the Golden Bears of Miles College. Threats lined out to the third baseman. Glasses last time up. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Another lined out. This one right to the shortstop, Devin Lee. So Threats with back-to-back line outs, and he's retired here in the top of the 9th. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Gavian Millions. And Powell ready to go to work. Richard, first pitch swung on. This one's fouled out of play right side. Leaves some of the players from Golden Bears bench scampering there for cover. That one squibbed off to the right side. Powell ready to go to work again. Rocks, fires, curveball. This one off the plate at 1-1. One down here, top of the 9th. Powell ready again. This one swung on, foul, off to the right and out of play. And Powell quickly ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The delivery off the plate at 2-2. Powell with a couple of innings where he had some real challenges but able to stay the course. This one swatted out the left. Looks like that's going to be wide of the foul pole. but more than enough home run distance. But Millions way out in front of that one. Shouldn't say way out in front of it, probably about 10 feet past the foul pole in foul territory. 2-2. Powell with the pitch. Curveball. Low. Millions able to lay off of that pitch. That was very tempting, though. Count will go to full at 3-2. One down, top of the ninth. Tuskegee leading 15-6. Here's the pitch. And Million draws the walk. Michael Smith, the freshman from Mobile, Alabama, picks up a bat now. He will bat in place of Brandon Leroy in their lineup. One at first base, Million there after the walk. Powell on the mound, one down. Top of the ninth, one out. Powell with the pitch. That one's low. Good block by Ward once again behind the plate to hold Million at first base. Powell for that pitch. And that one's off the plate. Two balls, no strikes to Smith. And here's the pitch. This one chopped on out in the left field. That one's going to get down for a base hit and roll all the way to the corner there. Million headed to third base, and he'll have to park it there after a double by Michael Smith, driven out in the left field, and he's down at second base. Wide swath of cloth available here for Richard Powell to finish for Tuskegee, even if these two runs cross. And Michael Smith was batting for Matthews in their lineup, so that'll bring up Brandon Leroy. He swings at the first pitch, pops one foul down the left field line. Runners at third and second. And Leroy to the plate with the pitch. That one just off the plate to make it 1-1. Looking for a ground ball or a pop-up here. Pitch there, over but low, 2 balls and 1 strike. The time here with pitchers got to really trust that defense, get something in play. Powell rocks and fires. This one popped up. And on the infield, calling it off. Powell will make the catch. He was waiting to hear for somebody to call him off. They never did. Finally got his glove airborne and able to make the catch. So Richard saying, okay, if nobody will help me out, I'll do it myself. And he does. From the mound to make that catch on the pop-up by Brandon Leroy. So the Golden Bears now down to their final out of the ball game. And it'll be Copens there at the plate. Copens takes that first pitch off the plate for ball 1. Nick Copens started this ball game as the pitcher for the Golden Miles. Hit a 2-run homer. It swings at the pitch here. Pops it up. Left field circling back toward the fence line. And there for the catch at center field is John Saffold. And Saffold's raced toward the left field line with the catch. Ends the ball game. Tuskegee wins it 16-5 over, or 15-6 over the Golden Bears of Miles College in SIAC action this afternoon from Washington Field. So good start to this 3-game series for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee over the Golden Bears of Miles College. They'll play 2 here tomorrow, but Tuskegee wins the first one 15-6. We'll take a break here, close things out on our coverage on GTSN.
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game. Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make the level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Back live here at Washington Field. Golden Tigers of Tuskegee claim their first game of a 3-game series against the Golden Bears of Miles College. They win at 15-6 here at Washington Field. Both teams back at it in action tomorrow here in doubleheader action, and the team still vying for wins inside the conference. Golden Tigers with the win take their mark now to 10-15 overall and 7-9 in the SIAC. Golden Bears fall to 15-9 and 1 overall, and they go to 10-4 in SIAC play. Another good finish to Richard Powell, the freshman pitcher for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. He goes the distance in this ball game, gives up 6 runs, strands them across 9 innings worth of work. They had 9 hits against him in this ball game. So Powell with another good performance after he did the same thing against Kentucky State and became pitcher of the week last week. So putting his dibs in for the same thing as they start this week against the Golden Bears of Miles College. That'll do it for our coverage here from Washington Field. The Golden Tigers win it once again, 15-6 over the Golden Bears of Miles College. A reminder that we are covering softball action tomorrow on GTSN from the softball field, but we'll be giving you updates here from doubleheader action here at Washington Field as this series continues between the Golden Tigers and the Golden Bears of Miles College. And again, we'll have some updates as we cover softball tomorrow on GTSN. Special thanks to the president of Tuskegee, Dr. Mark Brown, and Rolandis Rice, our chief operating officer and executive director of GTSN, and athletics director Reginald Ruffin. Good to see A.D. Ruffin over here at the baseball park this afternoon with Board of Trustee Jonathan Porter on hand as well, taking in a little bit of softball action. Special thanks to Deborah Rogers in the athletics department, Nick Brown and to Jordan Benson, the sports information director, and to our production crew at GTSN, getting things together, coming out of the confines of Chappie James for basketball and into the baseball field here at Washington Park, and we'll do the same tomorrow from the softball complex. Special thanks for quality work in terms of our production, and a special thanks to you for joining us for our coverage here on GTSN. Reminder, we're at softball for action tomorrow as the Golden Tigers host the Lady Badgers at Spring Hill, both teams with 10 conference wins in a row. And we'll see one of those teams fall in terms of their 10-game win streak tomorrow on GTSN. Make your plans to join us then. Until then, Charles Ward saying thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you right back here on GTSN. This has been a production of the Golden Tiger Sports Network.